Hello. I politely asked my wife whether she's cheating on me because she doesn't pick my calls. She got really upset and is packed out of the house. I went to plead with her, but she says she's not coming back because I don't trust her. What do I do? I'm dying slowly. Yeah. Savvy, would you want to take this one first? Pretty short.
First of all, I feel like we're getting the short end of the stick here with this one. How do you go from, she's not answering my calls, why are you cheating on me? There's more to the story. And for me personally, this has more to do with him than her. Whether it's his past, whether it's their relationship, but there's a high level of anxiety here. And we might possibly, so sorry to say, dealing with some low self-esteem. And sometimes we may think that our partners are cheating on us because we don't feel secure in the relationship. You know, whether there's something missing, such as communication, intimacy, trust, connection, common interest. It could be a number of things, right? And so that's why I'm saying to you, like, I don't feel like it's about her not answering the phone. I think that there are things that he's feeling that he hasn't been sharing with her, but the problem presents itself as you're not answering the phone. So it's either she's not answering the phone or they've dealt with this problem before, where there's been an issue and she doesn't answer the phone because she's busy with sugar, busy or with whatever, something. But yeah, I feel like there's a short end of the stick, but there's a lot of uncertainty here with the brothers, you know. And I think for him, he needs to ask himself, why did he feel this way? You know, and did he say this to her with no proof? So is he having all these feelings in his head, hypothetical scenarios based on no proof? Has he seen something? I think that he should have had a conversation with her, and he should have made it about himself. He should have spoken about how he's things that made it easier for them to connect with his problems so that they could connect, you know. And maybe sometimes it's hard for a man to show his insecurities, and he didn't want to come across as an insecure person. But this needed a situation where she could see what his perspective is, where he's coming from. You know, it could be she's moved out because she's had enough. It could be she's moved out because she feels that she's constantly having to explain herself. She's constantly having to tell him where she is. She's constantly having to check in, and she might feel that she's done nothing wrong. Meanwhile, it might have absolutely nothing to do with her and everything to do with his insecurities, either from what they've gone through as a couple or things that he's gone through before, but he's ashamed to talk about. So for me, it's a very hard one to talk about because I feel like we're not getting the full story. Mm-hmm. Because as someone who's got a mind, who's thinking, I would not naturally go from my partner's not answering his calls, therefore you're cheating. It just doesn't make sense. So there's an underlying factor here for me, and whether she is or not for me is not the issue. For me, the issue is the fear that he's under, the mistrust that he's feeling, and the lack of communication between the two of them. Because I'm also not understanding, fine, it can be annoying, but if that was the first time he said to her, are you cheating, would you just move out the house? I wouldn't just pack my bags. I'd be like, what you talking about?
Like, what's stop kidding, right?
Yeah, and what a guan, like, come on, Charlie. No.
I feel you. I mean, it just seems really extreme. Like someone, you know, accuses you of what? No, okay, says you don't pick your phone, and then you vex, you've left home.
Hey,
I feel like there's so much information we do not have. But
exactly. Exactly. My thing is, I mean, Savi just said it point blank, like she hit the nail right on the head. My question is it working properly? His tin, is it working? Because, you know, it's funny, him. All the weirdest things just make some men so insecure. It could be finances, it could be his willy is probably not working, probably she's worried about the fact that he can't get her to have an orgasm. Like, you never know. Like, the guy is just like, Charlie, I'm not making my wife happy, and I'm feeling so insecure. And she's had enough. I mean, she's had enough. I mean, Savi said it. Like, after the first time you say it, the second time, and it's like, okay, all of a sudden I'm not picking up my phone calls. And does that mean that I'm cheating on you? I mean, for crying out loud, it could be that, you know, she was taking care of the kids, she was at work, something came up, she couldn't pick up. You saw her at home. Have that conversation with her. Tell her, babe, okay, listen, I really love you to bits. I want this marriage to work. This is how I feel. I feel insecure. Like, rather than text us on the show, I feel like, well, it's good that you texted us, you sent us this message, but you know what? Man to man, at a certain point in time, it's not about your ego as a man or whatever. Sit your woman down. She's not Odumowa tree that you can't get through to her. Sit her down and say to her, babe, Charlie, you know what? Like, I'm feeling insecure. Like, there's nothing wrong in telling your wife that you're feeling insecure. I'm feeling insecure. You know, when you don't pick up your phone, like, my mind just goes mad, man. Like, I don't know where you're at. I don't know what's happening. I really love you. I'm doing all this because I really love you and I want our marriage to work. Like, romance her. Give her some, I don't know, like, tickle her, something, you know, and let her feel like, hey, Charlie, this man, he's actually serious. And I think, talk a bit more about your feelings and about how you want her to meet you halfway, and take her out. Go back to basics. What used to bring you guys together to connect? That is, if you are feeling so insecure, go back to the basics. Go back to taking her out. Go back to talking a bit more. Go back to the beginning and work on it. I think that it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's impossible not to salvage what is happening. And I'm happy that based on your submission, we've been able to tell you that you are insecure. I don't think it's your wife. So right now that she's gone out of the house, this is what you do. You call her back. You beg her 1,000,001 times. You tell her, honey, babe, I am sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. That's the thing. I was not actually thinking. But you know, we are for real. You and me, Charlie. Like Bob Marley and we. There's nothing, you know. And wrap her. Try and do everything on this planet to get her back and make her work. You know, make her work. And I mean, Charlie, this woman, she's all yours. It's a little thing. And then when it comes to the thing too, just make sure that, like I told the brothers the last time, eat the things that you're supposed to be eating well. Exercise. Make sure you have your A game on. Don't just go pam, 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 pam. Make sure that in that capacity too, she's well fed and satisfied. Charlie, little things. And by the time you realize, your marriage will be back on track.
There you go. Problem solved. Drop mic.
My. Oh, Jessica. So I think he ended up by saying that he was slowly dying. And then you die, Mom.
Oh.
Because I mean, I don't know how you did the whole paradox of I politely asked if she was cheated. Which one is that? Because that confused
I was about to ask you, ladies, like how do you do that?
Like politely so he said it in a nice voice, or he said it with a smiley face.
At first he said it in a bad voice.
Sure, you're cheating, honey.
You must be cheating, no. Now who cheating? Like, I don't even understand. So all that is it just clearly, as we've all said, shows how insecure you are. If my husband hasn't been able to get in touch with me for a few hours, as soon as I pick up the phone, it'll be like, hey, are you okay? I was trying to call you. Oh, I'm so sorry, I was in a meeting. I was here as sister. You know, it could be all kinds of things. You know, oh, my phone died. I didn't have my battery, my charger. It could be all kinds of things. So we don't just suddenly arrive at, are you cheating on me? So it really speaks volumes as to his own makeup, his own thinking of where the relationship is. And like she said, you don't trust me. So if she's finally packed up her bags and moved out and refuses to come back home, it's clearly not based on the fact this one incident that he called and then she didn't pick up, so she's moved out. This means that probably she must have been dealing with his insecurities showing in the most mundane things ever. Oh, you look nice today. Why are you going to meet somebody? You know, those kind of little comments, those it's just really built up, and she's like, you clearly do not trust me, then what really is the point? So the work is on you. You have to work on yourself, because there's you, there's me, and then there's us. And if you are not right, then there can be me and there can be us together. So he really has to work on himself a lot. Know that you have, like all that Olivia said, if you have the woman, you have the woman. If you treat her well, you care for her, you love her, you express all these things, there's no woman, really reasonable one, who would, you know, suddenly just get up and leave and then go and cheat. It means that there might not be something working somewhere, some lack of communication, some lack of emotional fulfillment, something not going right. But if you're doing all these things, then why, therefore, oh brethren, are you insecure to this extent that she misses your phone call small, no, you must be cheating? Come on. So do better, my friend. Abba.
All right. So, I mean, the girls have said it all, man. I'm not going to even get into it. But, you know, if you're home dying slowly, you might as well go and die at your doorstep. Go and beg. It's that simple. Just go and beg. Say, my love, I'll never do it again. Like, you know, go the whole 9 yards and you should be good to go.